All right, this is Nick Horton. I'm here with Mr. Jerry Cox of the Family Council. Thanks for taking a few minutes out to visit with us. Just want to ask you a couple questions about some of the legislation we saw come through today. I know Representative Andy Mayberry had his bill, and then Senator Rapert's heartbeat bill passed the full Senate. Just give our viewers a little bit of an overview of kind of what the main differences are between those two pieces of legislation.
Sure. Well, these bills are all very good bills. Senator Rapert's heartbeat bill is really a cutting-edge piece of legislation. No other state in the nation has passed a bill like this, but essentially what it does is it says if a baby has a heartbeat, an unborn child has a heartbeat, then we shouldn't be aborting them. And so what he's done is carved out a couple of exceptions for rape, incest, life of the mother. But other than that, a person would not be able to get an abortion after a heartbeat has been detected. That's the essence of that bill. And then with the fetal pain bill, we call it, that Representative Mayberry has sponsored, that bill has been enacted in some other states. And what it does is it says that no abortions can be performed except to save the life of the mother after an unborn child reaches the point where it can feel pain. And medical science says that's around the 20th week, something like that.
Okay.
So the end result of that bill is that it limits late-term abortions, is what it does.
Okay, what about heartbeat? Around what point in the pregnancy does the baby have a heartbeat?
The heartbeat bill moves that line much earlier in the pregnancy. Most physicians will tell you that a baby develops a very, very small heartbeat around the 5th or 6th week of pregnancy.
Okay.
And so by the 6th, 7th, 8th week, somewhere in there, they can detect if a baby has a heartbeat or not. And so once a heartbeat is detected, then it changes how we treat that child as far as abortion is concerned. So
okay.
That's what that bill is about.
Okay. And so there are other states that have passed fetal pain measures, but no
yes.
other states that have passed a heartbeat bill. Is that correct?
The heartbeat bill is currently being proposed in Ohio.
Okay.
And they were the ones that first proposed it. It was proposed in Wyoming, and I'm not real sure what the status of that is. And then the governor of Mississippi said the other day that if somebody brought a heartbeat bill to him, he'd sign it into law. And so it is being debated and discussed in some other states, but Arkansas is kind of on the cutting edge of that right now.
Okay. And so the heartbeat bill, again today, to remind our listeners, that did pass the Senate today, and it's going to go, I guess, before the House Public Health Committee sometime in the next couple of weeks.
The heartbeat bill will be before the House Public Health Committee next, and I would expect it to be there within probably 3 or 4 business days. I would expect it to be in that committee. Now, I don't know how busy the committee is, so it could get backed up a little bit.
Right, okay.
But it's definitely headed toward that committee.
Do you anticipate that it will clear that committee, and then what do you think will happen if it makes it to the floor?
Some members of that committee have already said that if it comes to their committee, they intend to vote for it. And some of those individuals are pivotal votes in that, where we have certain people we say, well, sure, they're always going to vote for a pro-life bill. There's some other people we always have to go ask, and some of the ones that we've asked have said, yeah, I'm going to vote for it. So I think the future of that bill is looking pretty bright.
And then if it makes it to the governor's desk, do you expect that the governor will sign it?
Well, the governor's spokesman, Matt DeCampbell, was on the radio, I believe today, saying that they have concerns about legal issues and whether it might be challenged in court, and if that might end up costing the state money. And when I heard that, I just thought, well, we spend money on all kinds of things here in Arkansas. Spending a little bit of money to defend innocent human life might not be such a bad thing. And so I'm not thinking it's going to cost the state millions of dollars, but that's going to be one of the smoke screens that the opposition puts out there, is that it's going to be too expensive.
Okay. Well, last question then, just kind of a generic overview. What do you think that the heartbeat bill and the fetal pain bill, what do you think these bills say about the future of the state, about the future of pro-life policy, maybe just the future of the pro-life movement in Arkansas?
Well, one thing that I can put in perspective because I've been out there for a while. Back in the 90s, the legislature got together, the members of the General Assembly got together and they said, we're not going to let anybody file any bills related to abortion. None. And there was one Republican lawmaker who broke ranks with that and filed a pro-life bill that year. And it took huge effort just to get a pro-life bill filed, let alone passed. And so now we may see 5 or 10 pro-life bills, not only filed, but I believe we're going to see them pass. So we've seen things change a lot in the legislature. But what they're doing now, which they weren't doing back then, is they are reflecting the values of the people that they represent. If you go out to the towns and communities around Arkansas and say, hey, are you guys pro-life? They'll all say yes. And they were saying yes 20 years ago, but the legislature was saying no. Now, the people are saying pro-life, and the legislature is agreeing with them.
Well, that's a very good insight. Well, we appreciate you taking a few minutes to visit with our listeners, and wish you the best. Thanks so much.
All right, thank you.